What would you do on the BOE to fight the vaping and drug problem in Staples?
So I think Liz touched on this, but I'm going to reiterate. So this is one of those areas where schools clearly can do more, certainly on the prevention side, on the education side. But this has to be a community conversation. Schools alone cannot solve this problem. It is a community challenge, similar to, in general, whether it is with regard to hate, whether it's regard to inclusion, whether it's regard to vaping and drugs, anxiety and stress. This is clearly something that we have to address as a town. And one of the things that we have realized we have been doing is, as part of the campaigning, the upshot of that is we've been collaborating with a number of, or interacting with a number of bodies and advocacy groups that are around town, including Team Westport, Together Westport. There are a number of these forums and advocacy groups that we need to partner with in order to bring that education into the schools as well as beyond the schools as well.
Thank you.
Again, I think this goes back to having a coherent strategy across all of the school climate issues and the many things that are going on in our schools. I think when we think about issues like vaping, we need to have a three-pronged approach. So it's about building the competencies in our children to be able to make the right decisions, and that's some of the things that the Ruler program looks at in terms of building competencies within our children. We also need to have intervention, and so that's the educational approach to specific targeted issues such as vaping in our school. And then, as Vic said, I think a third really important component is the extension beyond the school walls, so supporting education of parents on how they can help with these types of issues, as well as what the resources and supports are within our broader community in Westport.
Thank you.
So I agree there needs to be a partnership with parents and communities, but insofar as we can only control what the schools do, I too would like a three-pronged approach. Throw everything we can at it. So the first is prevention, that would be education, and also to make vaping a violation of cultural norms in the way that regular smoking or drinking and driving is. We could get creative with how to do that. I'd like to see a treatment component because our kids are addicts. Vaping is very quickly addictive. It's just a super efficient delivery system, and the kids are addicted quickly. They need help. And then, and this sounds hardcore, I think we need consequences that are known, consistent, and serious, so that if kids are caught vaping at school, there's consequences.
Thank you.
Yes, this is definitely an epidemic that we need to respond to very quickly. I attended the talk last week, or a few weeks ago. Trisha Dahl was here from Yale, and she's the only person that's doing research in the United States that's dealing with tracking vaping among adolescents. The talk was very informative, and I kept asking myself, you know, why can't we make this available to our students? Because education is the most critical piece. Kids need to know that we are hearing about the seriousness of the addiction and even the extreme health ramifications of vaping. And I wish our school system could be a little more nimble in our curriculum, so that when these issues emerge quickly, that we have the ability to respond in the moment. There are simple ways of, I'm thinking maybe we could even just invite this person. Her talk lasted 20 minutes and incorporate that into the Connections program. Anything to respond quickly.
Thank you.